Hello everyone, welcome back to Trek A Day, continuing on with my top 50 favorite characters in Star Trek with number 2, Worf. The character that has had more screen time, more appearances in Star Trek than any other. A long and spectacular journey from TNG through Deep Space Nine and beyond in movies and countless books. One of the most important characters in the entire franchise, and my second favorite in all of Star Trek. I absolutely love Worf and everything they did with him. This character who was just this stoic, growling muscle to have along at first, and seeing him evolve through TNG, this gradual peeling back of the layers of this stoic warrior, and seeing why he clings so strongly to not just his Klingon heritage, but his vision of what that means, his vision of what it truly means to be Klingon, even when occasionally it butt heads with the reality of many Klingons that we meet, and seeing his past going into his family history and using the journey of Worf as the vehicle through which we explore Klingon culture, through ritual and basic ideology all the way through the political elements and things that shake the entire empire. We get so much of Klingon culture through the story of Worf, and coming to an understanding of him over time and his history and growing up then amongst humans, and him having this vision of I'm different than these other people I'm growing up around. I have to be restrained in a certain way, but having this attachment and this vision of what it means to be Klingon, and seeing that identity and so strongly attaching it to who he is. It was just an incredible journey with that character that then was improved upon tenfold on Deep Space Nine, where it was something so unexpected when that first happened in Way of the Warrior, when he came, and it wasn't just I remember as a kid thinking that maybe it was just going to be kind of for this plot line, for this story and appearance by Worf, and then seeing him become part of the main cast, and a character who was already one of my favorites in the entire franchise got even better throughout Deep Space Nine. And of course, if you've been watching this list, you know Jadzia is my third favorite, so the two of them getting together was, for me, just, as the saying goes, a match made in heaven. It was perfect. Seeing my third and second favorite character in the entire franchise get together, that was incredible. And seeing their wedding, and it was amazing. And all the stories with Worf in the books, and Worf is just a character, there's so much content over the years for him. I'll never get tired of watching Worf-focused stuff or reading Worf-focused stories and talking about Worf. And he's also the character that I most identify with in all of Star Trek. There have been so many times where I'm sitting watching Star Trek and my wife's there watching with me, or she's kind of in the room, and she'll sigh and shake her head with stuff with Worf and just look at me because she knows that my thought process would be the same. And she shakes her head. She said before that she's like, I really like Martok, but I ended up marrying Worf. I even had her describe me at one point. I said, just out of curiosity, like through Star Trek characters, who am I most like? How would you describe me in Star Trek characters? And she said that I'm 5% each Riker, Benjamin Sisko, and Martok, and 85% Worf. Because that's, very few people that are watching this channel know me in real life. If you want to get an idea of what I'm like for the most part, picture Worf. That's me most of the time. That's what I'm more like outside of the context of this channel, just in daily life. I'm pretty much Worf. The one big thing that we differ in is his relationship with children. Alexander in particular. I grew up with a decade younger sibling, and grew up babysitting all the time. And I've always, I started going to teaching, going to college, and I've always worked well with kids and liked working with kids. And so that's one area where oh my gosh, the basically abandoning Alexander, my son, after he witnesses his mother's corpse, like that traumatic experience early in life, and then wanting to cling to his father. In that situation, he would be my entire life. Like, Alexander would be everything I would do would be for Alexander. I can't. That's one part of Worf that differ greatly, and it's always kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But other than that aspect of his character, yeah, I'm pretty much just Worf. So if you always kind of wondered behind the scenes, yeah, what is this guy like in real life? Because YouTube is always something that's not necessarily always a persona, but it's always just a portion of who someone is, and it's hard to always determine what they're really like off camera. Yeah, so Worf's even from a very young age, he is the person who I identified with the most, as far as what character do I feel the most like, and mostly Worf. So my second favorite character in the entire franchise. He's amazing.